How to select and save the Ethernet column set in Vehicle Spy 3. In this Vehicle Spy 3 video tutorial, we are going to show you how to select the Ethernet column set. By default, Vehicle Spy 3 begins with the messages view in its generic display format, which is designed to support many types of vehicle networks. Since we are specifically interested in Ethernet, we will change the display to one that provides more information relevant to Ethernet messages. To change the Messages View columns to display Ethernet, go near the bottom of the Messages View. You should see the word Columns, and to the right, a drop-down box which default is currently selected. Click the box, scroll down, and change the setting to Ethernet, selecting the Ethernet column display. The information in the Messages View will immediately change to more Ethernet-specific data, depending on the size of your display. You may or may not want to see all of the columns available. You may also find that some are too narrow to see all of their contents. Enlarge the window and adjust the columns until you see all the columns up to len, short for length. The count, time, tx, er, and len columns are used the same way as they are with more conventional networks, such as CAN. Description column is for Ethernet messages. These summaries begin with Ethernet and then generally contain the source and destination addresses. These will either be MAC addresses for plain Ethernet or AVB frames or IP addresses for TCP/IP messages. Source and destination column is for the sender and receiver of the message, which again will either be MAC addresses or IP addresses. Source port and destination port column is for the source and destination port numbers for UDP and TCP messages. Ether type column is for the interpreted value of the 2-byte ether type field in the Ethernet header, indicating the type of data being carried in the frame. Typical values are IPv4, IPv6, or ARP. Protocol column is for the interpreted value of the IPv4 Protocol field, or IPv6 Next Header field, specifying the higher level protocol message being carried in an IPv4 or IPv6 message. This will normally either be UDP or TCP, or blank for non-IP messages. Saving an Ethernet column setup. Ethernet setups in Vehicle Spy 3 can be saved for later use in exactly the same way you would do when working with other networks. In this case, since we have now tailored the Messages View to look good when working with Ethernet messages, we'll save the setup. Then we can reload it at any time in the future when we want to work with Ethernet. To create a new setup file is as simple as selecting Save As from the File menu. When the dialog box appears, enter Ethernet column setup. That's it. Your setup is now saved, and the next time you load it, Messages View will immediately be ready for working with Ethernet. To learn more about Vehicle Spy 3 and see more tutorials, please visit intrepidcs.com/vspy or subscribe to our YouTube channel to watch more tutorials.